everyone, my name's Deas. I'm the Olympic bronze medalist in skeleton and I won my medal at the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea in 2018. I'm here to talk to you today about the important values of determination and respect and what I think of these as an elite athlete. So the first value we're going to talk about today is respect. Now, what is respect exactly? Let's have a think. I see respect as always treating others how you would like to be treated, being as kind and helpful as you can, and most importantly in sport especially, always playing fair and by the rules. That way you're respecting your other competitors. One really great way that we can show respect to people around us, whether that's in the classroom, at home with your family, or in a big team like Team GB at the Olympics, is by always listening to each other. That way we get to find out what's important to the other person. We can communicate better, you can be listened to and heard as well, and that way we can all operate better as a team. Another good way that we can show respect to each other is by respecting each other's things. As a competitor, I have to share a changing room with lots of other people before I compete, and I know that it's really important to not touch anyone's things or mess with them without asking them first, because it's important to their performance. Things like my helmet, my sled, I know that I don't want anybody to touch those before the competition because they're important, that they're just right for me, and therefore the best way to ensure that is to make sure I respect other people's belongings too. Another really great way that we can show respect for each other in sport, but also every day, is by helping each other. You never know when you might need some help from someone, so it's always great to be helpful to everybody else, and then they'll feel like helping you when the time comes round. Also, it makes you feel good to be kind, so why not? Now, a few years ago when I was racing, a competitor and a friend of mine turned up at the track to race, and she found out that her helmet was damaged and she needed a new visor, but she didn't have a spare one. Now luckily, I did have a spare one in my bag, and I chose to respect her competition by letting her borrow mine. And the great thing about this was, a few years later, I turned up to the track to race and I'd forgotten my helmet. But because people knew that I was a respectful person and I was kind and helpful, somebody lent me their spare helmet, so I was still able to race. Another nice way that we can show respect to each other in sport, but also in life as well, is by making sure we respect each other's space. Now, this is something that we practice really hard when we go to the Olympics as Team GB, because all of a sudden you might be sharing a space or a room with someone you've never shared with before, and you might not know what their likes or their dislikes are. And it's really important then that you respect them, their time and their space, so they can recover, do things like get to sleep on time for their competition, and then they can do the same thing for you. And that way, you're both being kind to each other and you're both doing the best you can to have a great competition result. Now, as we said at the start, we were going to talk about two values today. And the second one I'd like to talk about is determination. Now, determination is really, really important in sport, but also in life as well. Let's think about what determination actually means. I think it means working really hard towards a goal that you set yourself, staying positive even when things are difficult, and not giving up when you fail or when things get really hard. It's really easy to want to give up when things don't go well or something goes wrong on the way to reaching your goal, but determination means that you find a way through by working out how to solve a problem, or by being really strong when you want to stop. Now, I think a good example of determination that I've been able to show during my career as a skeleton athlete is this. So, I was training for 4 years, nearly every day as a skeleton athlete, full time, training in the gym or sliding down the ice tracks. And I was told after 4 years of training that I wasn't going to go to the Olympics. And that was really difficult for me because my friends were going without me. I felt that I deserved to be there, and it was really, really difficult. And for a while I felt like giving up and stopping and doing something else. But then I realised that I didn't really want to stop, and actually what I needed to do was use that feeling of failing and not getting things right to push me forward and be really determined in the next 4 years to work even harder. And that's what I did. I managed to get selected after another 4 years for the Winter Olympics in 2018 in Pyeongchang, and that's where I was able to win this medal. And I think that just shows if you're willing to work really, really hard, you can achieve any goal that you set yourself. Now, I think determination is something that we can all be good at if we practice it. So I'd like you to take a second to think about something a goal that you really want to achieve. Now this could be anything. It could be in sport, it could be in your studying, it could be playing a musical instrument, anything that's important to you. And I'd like you to stop and sit and think for a minute, close your eyes if you want to, and think about reaching that goal and thinking about all of the hard work that you need to put in to get there and how good it's going to feel when you achieve it. And think about that feeling inside you when you see yourself achieving that goal, and picture that determination that you're going to use along the way to get there. We can also practice determination by doing things like physical exercises that are hard work. Let's all do a plank together and practice determination in not giving up too quickly, trying as hard as you can to hold it for as long as possible before stopping. Well done everyone on your planking today. That was a really good effort, and just keep thinking about that hard work that you put in to try and be the best you could be, and apply that to anything that you're doing. That's called determination. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's keep remembering to practice respect and determination as much as we can.